Good morning. I'm going to teach you a game called turning a knot into a string. And you'll need a string. So I already have one, but if you don't have one, you should pause it and go get one because it's necessary. Now that we have our string, let's take a moment to recognize why we are here. That reason is going to be different for each of us. But if we just take 3 breaths while we think about why we're here. Okay. And now if we want to be here for another reason, we can put some intention behind that. But if you're happy with why you're here now, that's fine. We can just stay with that. So we take our string. I got it tied on my wrist. Okay. So we take our string. All right. Now the first thing we're going to do, step 1 of the game, is what would step 1 of a game be called? Level 1. Level 1 of the game is to take your string and think about a time that someone was angry with you. This is someone that you don't typically get along with. Someone you have a hard time getting along with was angry with you. And you found out either through them talking to you directly about it, or you heard the critique from someone else. Someone else told you that this person was angry at you and said something. That doesn't matter. But you feel that you have difficulties with this person, and they're angry with you. So make a knot while thinking about this. Concentrate on that experience, what it felt like in your body particularly. What does it feel like in your body when someone's angry at you, who you have a hard time getting along with? Okay? So that's level 1. Level 2 is thinking about someone you don't know at all, like a stranger in a parking lot. A neighbor you haven't spoken to, just anyone like that. An experience with one of those folks who, where they got angry at you. You might not even know why they got angry at you, but they were angry, and you knew that. So think about that and what that felt like, and then tie another knot. Okay. Now think of a time that you've been angry at yourself. You dropped your drink. You scratched your car door. You were trying to take a tick off of your cat and you pulled a whisker. Sometime that you just were really upset with yourself. Okay. All right. Now for level 4, this is the second half. We're going to untangle these knots. So think of that time that you were angry at yourself. And as you're thinking about that time you were angry at yourself, just pull the knot out. forgot mine. I apologize. Okay, and then hopefully, sorry, I should have been concentrating, but making a video about a game to show you how to play the game. Okay, now think about that time that someone was angry with you that you didn't really know, and work that knot out. What helps me is to kind of like just tug on the humps, like grab two humps and tug. Again, I forgot to think about it. I apologize. Okay. Now think about that time that someone you have trouble with was angry at you. And go ahead and pull that out. Okay. So that's the game, but after the game, well, I guess this is part of the game. Um, uh, we're in a different place than we were before we played. So let's take a moment to recognize that we are in a different place now, that things do change, and that where do we want to go? Where do we what type of mind state do we want to achieve? And let's hope that untangling those knots just now, both tangling and untangling them, because we couldn't untangle them if we didn't tangle them in the first place. How tangling and untangling those knots has provided us an opportunity to have some material to work with in order to change, and to think about if we maintain a concentration on what we're trying to change to, or at least not what we're trying to change to, though that can also work, but what direction do we want to be facing while we change? If we're constantly moving, we want to steer. If you can't, it's like the movie Speed. If you can't change the fact that the gas pedal's down, you at least want to steer it. Ideally, after we play this enough times, we'll be able to take our foot off the gas. But it's good to do both, right? we also want to kind of like orientate ourselves so that as our foot is still on the gas, we're going on in the direction we want to go. So that's the game. I thought of it this morning, and I thought y'all would appreciate it. I'm sure some other person has already created this game, but so did I.